Okay, Rob.
Let us begin. And we're going to begin by just doing some soft jogging in place and relaxing the shoulders up and down. Ish, ni, san, shi, go, rook, si, hach, ku, ju, ish, ni, san, shi, go, rook, si, hach, ku, ju, and roll your shoulders backwards. Ish, ni, san, shi, go and forward. Yeesh, ni, san, shi, go, and gently jumping up and down both feet if you can, or just jogging ahead is fine. And let your shoulders relax some more. Ish, ni, san, shi, go, go, si, hach, ku, ju, ish, ni, san, shi, go, go, si, hach, ku, ju. And one more time, bigger this time. You let your elbows lead as your shoulders go back in a big circle. Open your chest up. San, shi, go, and going forward. Yeesh. Knee, let your spine make a wave as you go forward. She, go, and bring your hands in front and rubbing them together. Warm them up. Spread the energy. Reach far out. Rub up one side of your arm. Around your shoulders. Give it a little massage. She and down the inside of your arm. And around the fist. I agree. And up one side of your other arm and around your shoulders, massage. And down the inside and around your wrist. And squeeze in between your fingers. And switch your fingers. Go again. And bring it in together. And rub more vigorously. Ish, ni, san, shi. Go and up over your head. Push it up. Ish, ni, san. It's okay to go up on your toes a little bit. Shi. Go and just gently vibrating your hands. Ish, ni, san, shi. Go and shake it out. Ish, ni. Use your whole body from your knees up. Go. Ruch, si, hush, ku, ju, and reaching up. And then just relax and let your arms fall. Reach up again slowly, up, and relax. And up, and relax. Take your right arm, reaching out, up over your head, and across your body, and squeeze it. Stretch your shoulder, and then release, go down. And release and stand and release. Reach behind your back, up over your head, out in front and down. Same arm, knee, stand, and reach behind your back, twist open, lift up, reach out, and down. Knee. Sun. And she. Another arm out and up, across, and squeeze. Down. Up, across, squeeze. And third time, sun. Squeeze. And 3 times behind, up and out. Knee. Sun. And reach behind, up and out. Knee. Sun. One more time. She. Okay. Open your hands, reach down, bend your knees, bring up the energy, pull it up from the earth, reach it up through your body, and open, blossoming like a flower. And knee. Sun. A few more times. She. Go. And take your time. And head and neck forward and back. Each. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Rook. Sish. Hach. And across your chest. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Like your chin is scratching your chest. Sure. Go. And look up. Go from shoulder to shoulder. Ish. Keep your eyes open. Expand your world with your vision. She. Go. And this time, drawing circles with your chin in front of you. It's like you have a paintbrush. You're painting the wall, a big circle on the wall with your chin. And other way. Knee. Okay, one more neck and upper back. We're going to pretend we're like a turtle. We're going to bring our head out. We're going to stretch it out, say hello, and then come back in. And another way, chin out, reach up, come back. Knee. Sun. Okay, and coming facing forward and make a big star with your body like a starfish. And gently lean over one side. One hand goes up, stretches way up high, and other arm reaches down and relaxes down to your ankle. Massage the side of your leg. And coming up again, and go to the other side. And each knee, sun, she, and up. And other side. Ish, knee, sun. And relax your elbow and look up a little bit. And then gently roll down towards your ankle. Take your time. Stretch over for a minute or for a second, 2 seconds there, and then back. Come to the center and gently bend your knees and then roll up your back. And open again like the starfish. And over the other side. Ish, ni, sun, and bend your elbow and look up. Stretch open. And rolling over towards your ankle. Slowly. Take your time. And coming towards the center, bend your knees and roll up. Okay, let's stretch our more limbs a little bit. First off, I'm going to adjust my camera real quick. We're going to just lunge out. So our back leg is straight and our front leg is forward. We're going to lunge, try to keep our spine straight and lower it down. Doesn't have to go very low. Some people can go really low. I can't. That's okay. And come back to the center and go into the other side. Lunge. Open your knee and lunge. Okay, back to the center. Lower your hands down and just stretch one side. Bend this knee. Extend this knee. And it can be upright if you need to. Support yourself on your hips and your knees. Do it at the level you can. You're inside, you can also use a support from a piece of furniture or the wall or a post. And other side. One more time. Let your toes go up on the extended foot. And other side. Okay, come to center and gently walk back in and coming up. If you need to for balance, you can support on a furniture, or if you can do it without, twist our wrists and ankles in one direction and then the other direction. And retreat. This side is a little less balanced for me, so I always use the support. I have it. And other. Okay, good. And knees, we're going to bring them out from shoulder width, come in, push back a few times. And look out beyond, keep your vision outward. And other direction in, push forward and out. And good. And hands on your hips. And we're just going to keep our feet close together. And we're going to make small little circles with our tailbone. And keep our eyes focused on that distant space, that distant point. And other way. And feet about shoulder width and a little more relaxed. Your head will move a little bit more in this one. That's okay. But still try to focus your eyes on one spot. And other direction. And staying with that soft movement in any direction, gentle self-walking. And slowing down your movement, but keep yourself soft and relaxed. Bring your head, the top of your head, to face the sky. And gently come to Seiritsu. Seiritsu, straight up and down stance. Everything in alignment. Couple of deep breaths. And gently relax your eyes. Take them closed if you want. Do a short meditation, starting with the word mokso. And finishing mokso yame. And thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
I won't take too long with blah, 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 but can I share screen? Okay, so what I'm going to show you is a diagram about how sort of, I think some of you know Margaret Gay. She taught at the Pacific Shintaido online retreat. And what I'm going to show you is sort of I have not studied body mind centering, which she has studied a lot. Thank you, Connie. But this is sort of my oversimplification interpretation of part of what Margaret is part of what Margaret's works with. And so I will try to explain it a little bit. It's not as esoteric as books, but really it's a practical thing about the question of, how much should you push yourself? Or, how can I try my best but not injure my body? So let me explain the basic concept because it's not that complicated. For example, if you can see the cursor, right? If these are sort of like layers, like you've got your bones at the core, and around your bones or at the ends of your bones, connecting your bones together are ligaments. Then you've got tendons, which connect bones and ligaments to muscles. And then, of course, you've got softer parts of the body, the cardiovascular system, the brain, and then you've got really things that are come out of the body but are not even physical, like your voice, and even your concentration or your imagination. It's done by your brain. It's an activity of your body, but it's not really a physical part of your body. So this is my point as a very practical thing. For example, we all know that sometimes after we do intense exercise, it hurts. We have muscle pain. How much pain is okay? Like how much pain is safe? Like you don't want to injure your body or damage it. So in general, each person, of course, each person has to find and explore their own limits of what they can do without injuring themselves, obviously. But in a very general sense, let's start with muscles. Like if you do some intense exercise and your muscles are sore the next day, well, that's okay. You'll get better. Like that's unpleasant, right? But you can push your muscles until they hurt a little bit the next day and you're not damaging anything. If your tendons hurt, you might like that's maybe you're overdoing it, because this is connective tissue. It takes a long time to heal. If you've twisted, like if you've put so much stress on a ligament, which is almost pure cartilage or connective tissue, that it hurts the next day, you really, like that's dangerous. It might take weeks or months to get better. And obviously, like if you have stress fractures in your bones because you've overdone it, like you definitely have done too much exercise. Don't do that much. But going in the other direction, your cardiovascular system, assuming that you don't have a heart condition and so on, but even well into old age, people can train and improve their cardiovascular system, put a lot of stress on it, and it can, if you do it gradually, your cardiovascular system can actually improve and live up to this stress and improve without getting overstressed, even well into old age. And obviously, assuming that you don't damage your vocal cords, like as far as expressing yourself, you can push yourself a lot about how expressive you are without damaging yourself. And if we're talking about concentration or using your imagination, you can concentrate as hard as you possibly want without damaging your brain, I'm sure. Or use your imagination without like overstretching your imagination muscle and having a headache the next day, probably. So this is without getting into more details. This is in general meant as a general guideline. If you don't force yourself to do so much that you have pain in your bones, but as far as your concentration, focus, and imagination, you can kick your own ass as hard as you want without fear of damaging yourself. So that's what the diagram. That's you can quote me on that. That's what this diagram is about. Let's get started with a little bit. You can do this either switching cameras. If you have, if you need to really take it easy on yourself, you could do this in a chair. You could also do it standing without bending your knees too much, right? If you want more moderate exercise, or if you really want to challenge yourself, if your legs are strong, you could sink down very low and do it like this. So you have 3 variations. Sitting in a chair, if you really need to, not bending your knees too much. If you want to do this exercise in the light version, or super challenge version, sink down very low. But in all cases, keep going. Ni, san, shi, go, look, shich, hach, ku, ju, ich, ni, san, shi. In all cases, we're being sensitive to the foot. So pick up your heel. I'm going to slow it down. Keep going. Pick up your heel, then your toe last. Put your toe down first, then your heel. Heel up, toe first, heel first, toe first, heel first, toe, and speeding up again. Knee. So your heel leaves the ground first, then your toe. Then your toe touches the ground first, then your heel. Each. Ni, san, shi, go, look, shich. Whichever version you're doing, that still applies. And now as we're doing this, good, we're going to change the angle of the legs and the feet. So bringing them together so that your feet are parallel. Ni, san, shi, go. And your stance is very small. Ni, san, shi, go, look, shich. And then gradually opening wider. Ni, san. The feet are getting further apart, and also the angle of your legs is opening. Ni, san, shi, go, look, shich, hach, ku, ju, ich, ni, san, shi. And closing again. Ni, san, shi, go, look, shich, hach, ku, ju. Okay, good. Next variation. And by the way, I just want to make it clear, there's nothing so super special about picking up your heel first or your toe. The idea is simply that we become more sensitive to the feet and what the feet are doing, and very conscious of them, as much dexterity in our feet, maybe, well, then we would be monkeys. More dexterity in our feet, not as much as we have in our fingers. Okay, next version, we're going to do the same thing. don't worry exactly about your feet, but in this case, we're going to try to amp it up a little bit. So if you're standing, you could try actually jogging, running in place. If you feel that you want a big challenge, lift your knees up higher. Shi go hug shi ha ki ji I ni san shi go hug shi ha, and then opening gradually ni san shi go hug shi ha, to the degree that you can ni ha shi go hug shi ha ki ji I ni ha shi, and gradually closing again san shi hug shi ha ji I ha shi hi ha ki ji. Good. Okay, relax your shoulders again. Each breathe, knee, sun, and forward each knee, sun. Okay, great. So we're going to do a third variation. So first variation, slowly. Second variation, a bit faster and a bit higher. Third variation, if you want very intense challenge, as fast as you can. Really, really fast. Okay, ready? We're going to go 10 seconds opening and 10 seconds back, closing. On your mark. Get set. Go! Each, ni, san, shi, go, huk, shi, ha, ku, ju, hi, ni, han, shi, go, huk, shi, ha, ku, ju. Very good. Yummy. Okay. Good. Next, stepping. Okay. Make your feet like an L with your left foot forward and left foot steps forward, right foot steps back. Each knee, 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 sun, knee, shi, knee. So one point about this is to step exactly in the direction where your foot is pointed towards, and that your feet are really at a 90-degree angle with each other. Let's do a little bit more. Same side, ready, left foot steps forward, right foot steps back. Knee, knee, sun, knee, shi, knee, go, knee. Very good, and switch feet. Another detail about this, switching cameras. Good. As you're stepping, try to keep your spine not a little bit leaning forward, just a little bit, but kind of straight, and keep your posture the same so that the movement is your whole body completely together from the hips, so that you're not, for example, going like, ugh, or stepping back. This is very common, starting with your ass first. No. So we want to have this, keeping the axis straight. Okay, ready? Here we go with the feet on the other side. And this is going to be L shape, 90 degrees, right foot stepping forward, each left foot back, knee. Each knee. Sun, knee, shi, knee, go, knee, hook, knee. Very good. Yummy. Okay, great. Slightly different variation. This time, put your left foot forward and your right foot back. Your left foot is going to basically stay in the same place. Right foot goes forward and back and forward and back. But look what my left foot is doing. Actually, the ball of the foot is going to stay in the same place, but the heel is going to rotate this way as I step. Yeah? Okay? If you're working with someone who's elderly or can't stand for a long time, it's possible to do this in a chair like this. Or if your legs get very tired, you could do it in a chair. If you want to really exercise your legs, you could do it similar to the lunge that Rob had us doing at the beginning, like this. It's still the same movement, yeah? So, whoops, that's... So, 3 choices. 1 choice, really easy, sitting in a chair, like this. 2nd choice, standing, bend your knees a little bit. 3rd choice, bend your knees a lot and do fudurachi, as it's called. Okay, ready? Left foot with the turning and each back. Knee, back. Sun, back. Shi, back. Go, back. Look, back. One technical detail, by the way, if you're doing the challenge version, I'm just looking for something straight and stick. I thought I had one here. If you're doing the challenge version, when you go forward, your knee could be over your toe like this, but don't go past your toe like that. Yeah, but you can go as low as you want. Okay? Other foot. Ready? Each back. Knee, back. Sun, back. Shi, back. Go, back. Loop, back. And yame, standing. Okay, good. And just turn your hips to rest each knee. Sun. Shi, other direction, each knee. Sun. Shi. Good. And switching cameras again. Whoops, sorry. There we go. Okay, good. As we did a little bit last week, we're just going to work with the center of the body for a minute or two. First, relax the back, make the back round. Front of the body is really relaxed, and your hips are this way. I've forgotten if that's exact. And then the other way, push this part forward, push from the back forward. Don't lean back really, but open the front of your body. And again, relaxing. The back is round, the front is very relaxed. This is called Eiko Dai, or soft posture, relaxed posture, flowing ki posture, ni, sun, shi. And now push your belly forward, opening the front of your body, pushing the lower back forward, ni, the weight coming slightly forward, shi. Go and neutral. Okay, good. Now we're going to, again, you could do that. 3 versions. You could do that sitting in a chair. You could do it just standing, or you could do it standing in Kibadachi with your legs bent. But this time we're going to do the same thing again, but this time connected to your hands. So when you make your back relaxed and soft, also your hands relax. When you push your lower back forward and open the front, also open your hands and stretch like this. Ready? Here we go. And Yoki Tai, relax. Ni, San, Shi. Go and open each Ni, San. Completely stretch forward, open the fingers wide, push the center forward and the other way, relax. Ni, San, Shi. Go. Yoki Tai. And opening each Ni, San, Shi. Go Kaiho Tai, that means opening, broadcasting, stretching. If you have a place where you can look far into the horizon, it's very helpful. And Yoki Tai, lower back is rounded, hands relaxed, front of the body relaxed and collapsing. And Kaiho Tai, pushing the front of the body, pushing the belly forward, opening the fingers, spreading wide, pushing this lower back forward, San, Shi, go, and last, relax, Ni, San, Shi, go, Yame, good, and rub your hands, Ni, San, Shi, go, look, Shich, Hach, Shi, Ju, okay, good. Next one, again, you could do it sitting in a chair. You could do it standing in Kibadachi, or you could do it standing with your legs just a little bit bent. Any of those choices will work. Put your right hand out with the palm facing up, and we're going to concentrate on the ulnar edge. The whole, not just the pinky, but the whole side of the arm that includes the same bone, this whole edge of the arm from the pinky and so on, and just slice through space. Start with your right hand facing up, starting from the right side, and slice across. San, Shi. Go then, turn your hand, and still leading with the ulnar edge, the same part of your hand, slice back the other way. Ni, San, Shi. Turn your hand over, and each. Ni, San, Shi. Go and turn, palm facing down, each, Ni, San, Shi. Go and turn again. We just want to concentrate on this feeling that this edge, the pinky and the whole edge of the arm connected to the pinky, that's the part that's moving forward, cutting through space. And when we turn the hand so that we go back the other way, it's still the same side of the hand and the arm cutting through space, cutting through the air. Shi, go. And let's try the other hand. Left hand, palm facing up, stretch out, using the ulnar edge, cutting across the San, Shi. Turn, and using the ulnar edge across the San, Shi. Go, and again, turn, H, Ni, San, Shi. Go, turn, H, Ni, San, Shi. Go one more time, turn, leading with the pinky edge, each, Ni, San, Shi. Stretching out and extending, and turn, reaching as far as it can towards the horizon, cutting across, San, Shi. Go, good, and relax. Ni, San, Shi. Go. So, of course, as many of you know, in Shintaido, we have this Musoken, very relaxed hand position. We were doing that a little bit. We have Kai Shoken, the very open hand position. And then just now, we were doing something like Seikyuken, this kind of straight hand. But in all cases, you could still concentrate on this edge, this ulnar edge of the hand, even if it's relaxed, doesn't matter which position your hand is in. We still have this focus on this edge cutting through space. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again. And again, you could be standing with your knees a little bit bent. You could be standing in Kibadachi, and in case you don't know exactly what that is, I'll be really clear. Kibadachi means your feet are approximately parallel and your knees are bent and your feet are about twice your own shoulder width, approximately. Or you could be standing with your knees a little bit bent, or you could be sitting in a chair. Okay, one more time. Again, start with your right hand, palm facing up, and we're going to concentrate on it, but this time we're going to add the other hand. So the palms are facing towards each other, so that both pinky edges are pointing in the same direction, and they're going to go together. Ready? Slowly sweeping across, cutting through the air each, and then both hands turn together. So we still are leading with the ulnar edge, the pinky edge, knee, nice and slow, yes, good. And turning, now the right palm up, the left palm down, sun. And turning, now the left palm facing up, right palm down, shi, yes. And turning, gu, just concentrating on the ulnar edge, the pinky edge, leading as it slices through the air, turning, and go. Shi, go, good, and relax. Yame, ni, san, shi, ni, shi, ni, san, shi, ich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay, good. We did it kind of with our hands in this position, and sometimes when people do it this way, they get a little uncertain. But the important point is to remember that I'm still using this same part of the hand. The only difference is that I've changed the angle of the wrist, and then I'm going to do the same exact thing with the palms. And when they turn, they're still in the same orientation, and then I go back this way. Okay, so this time, stretch out, extend as much as you can. If you are indoors and you don't have a window to look out of, imagine you have X-ray vision and you can see through the walls, you can see the horizon. You don't really need to look at the computer because you know what we're doing. We're going to do exactly the same thing, but this time, open your hands and fingers as much as you can. Okay, good. Get into your stance. Ready. Hands wide open. Start with your right hand palm up. Open the hand. Left hand ready to follow it. And here we go. Each. Turn the hands. Slowly. Knee. Stretch out. Extend. Keep opening your hands and fingers. Turning. Sun. Turning, keep stretching and extending. Sheet. Turn, leading with the ulnar edge, slicing through the air, go. Turning, and look. Neat. Sun. Sheet. Two more times. Get ready. As big as possible, extend as far as you can, open your fingers as wide as you can, stretch your palms as open as you can, bend your wrists back as far as you can, and push out the palm of your hand as far as you can. Last one, sweep, around, and relax. Yame. Good. Twisting. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, look. So in this case, you're turning your spine on a vertical axis. Ni, san, shi, go, look, shich. Haj. Good. Then again, the Yoki Tai, Kaiho Tai with the hips. So now you're turning your hips on this axis. Open, relax, open, relax, open, relax, open. Good. And then tilt just with your hips this way. So you're turning your hips, spinning this way on this axis. Ni, san, shi, go, yu, luke, shich, hach, hu, ju. Very good. Okay, we're going to do it again. But this time, still concentrating on the same edge of your hand, the ulnar edge, but this time your hands will be musoken position, very relaxed. And also your whole body, your lower back is rounded, and your whole body much more relaxed and fluid. So even though the angle is exactly the same, if you know the seaweed exercise, the feeling is like the seaweed exercise. With your body very relaxed, your hands relaxed, but still focus on this angle. So start with your right hand palm up, a little bit to the right side, your lower back rounded and relaxed. And here we go. Each turn, knee, turn, sun, turn, sheep, turn, go, turn, look. Good. And yame. Okay, now about my vertical focus, my axis, which is the edge of my door frame there. So I'm going to have you looking over my shoulder so you can kind of see it from my point of view. So what we're doing, the way we're doing it right now, if I imagine like, this invisible connection between me and that vertical line, that door frame, we're cutting right across it, completely across, and then we're going back, turning the hands, and we're going back the other way across the line. Yeah. And according to the instructional video, which you all watch, that's called Kiri Harai. Kiri Harai is going across. Going across. But now we're going to, so we've already done Kiri Harai until now, because we've been going across and across. Now we're going to do Kiri Kami. First, just the stepping. So switching cameras. We're going to do the same step that we did before, but as far as my thinking about it, I'm imagining that this foot is going to the wooden side of the door frame. This foot here is not going to go across. Here's another way to visualize it. Here's the line between me and my vertical axis. So this rear foot is going to stay on the same side of the line. Okay, so orient yourself towards your vertical axis, wherever that may be. And we're going to do this stepping, staying with this foot that goes forward and back, staying on the same side of the line. Just the stepping. Ready? Here we go, and each back. Knee, back. Some, back. Shi, back. Go, back. look, back. Okay, switch feet. Ready? And each, back. Feet, back. Some, back. Shi, back. Go, back. Look, back. Good. Switch feet. Okay, this time we're going to do exactly the same thing, but add in the hands. So with your hands wide open, we're going to use the Kenko Taiso, open position of the body, hands open, and fingers spread. And we're going to, at the end of the movement, push straight forward beyond your vertical axis. Ready? Each, back, knee, back, sun, back, shi, back, gu, back, Luke, back, and switch feet. Ready? Stretch the hands open. Now going to that side. Okay, same thing. Angle of the hands and each, back, yeet, back. Concentrate on the ulnar edge, cutting through space. Sun, back, sheet, back, gu, back, look, back, good, and yame. So in this case, we don't need to turn our hands because we're not switching sides. Okay, good. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing again. This is kirikomi, but in this case, we're going to have the hands in musoken position. Very relaxed, lower back, soft, relaxed, and rounded. So the whole body is in this almost seaweed kind of feeling, except still we're going to be very precise about the angle using this ulnar edge. Ready? Here we go. Hajime. Each. Ready. Knee. Ready. Sun. Ready. Shi. Ready. Go. Ready. Look. Ready, and switch feet, switch sides. Okay. Ulnar edge, pay attention to the angle, hands relaxed, body relaxed, and gently reach. Ready. Knee. Ready. Sun. Even though at the end you don't push forward physically, shi. In your concentration, your imagination, extend outward. Gu. And look. And yame. Yasame. Okay, good. And our very last thing, we're just going to do two times. Ah, a, and in this case, the ulnar edge, the pinky edge, is pointing straight down to the horizon, like that. Okay, 3 choices: standing, finishing in kibedachi, or finishing in hami handachi, whichever one you like. Okay, ready? Just 2 times. Ah, eh. And ready. Ah. Hey. And relax. And I will turn the floor to Rob for the closing mokso, please.
Hey, straighten your clothes. Find a spot in you're centered, and straighten your spine. Breathe in and out a couple of times. Let your energy drop. In and out. And breathe in and gently close your eyes. And standing meditation, mokso. Mokso yame. And finishing, right, bowing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Rob.
David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you,
Very
David.
Thank you. Basically, as I think one of the things that just happens is we become very tuned in and sensitive to the different movements of the core of the body, and then connecting it to the limbs and the arms, and then connecting it to the imagination and intention, and you know.
Well, I don't know if this is relevant or not. Maybe it is, because in part 5 of Ito Sensei's Sunrise Sunset, which many of us studied, I was asking him, how do you protect the lower back? Because you could quite easily, stand poorly and hurt the lower back. And he said to me, imagine that the coccyx is like a shovel, that you're shoveling with it. And then later on, he said, imagine that there's a tail now coming frontwards, and that you're sending energy to this tail that's down there. And those images have been really, really helpful for me in understanding something more about, Yokitai Koshi and so forth, and have helped me and perhaps others to avoid, straining the lower back, which is easily done if we're not very mindful of posture. So I just passed that on from him.
This book is entirely about using image work in relationship to body movement and alignment. It's written by a guy named Eric Franklin, no relation, who is also heavily a part of the same school that Margaret is involved with, Margaret Gay, the body mind centering. So this is I highly recommend this book. Not only because of, as Susan mentioned, that there are many specific images that could, be useful to achieve specific movement objectives, but just in general, the concept of using imagery in body movement, and being able to, one of the things that Margaret does a lot is, and I think the body mind centering school does a lot, is visualizing, the different, you can visualize, like, for example, what Susan said, visualizing the coccyx. Well, that's a bone. So then we're talking about the skeletal system, but we're not limited to visualizing what the bones are doing. We could also have our visualizations be involved with what the nervous system is doing, what the digestive system is doing, what the muscle system is doing, what the cellular consciousness is doing, how they're all. And so I wanted to say that even more than of course, these specific images can be very useful, but really, I think in general, the capacity to use our image making imagination in connection with our body movement is what we're doing. And we could eventually find our own images. We could, use images that people suggest to us. We could also find our own images. We could also sometimes, we don't want to maybe we don't want to be dependent on images. They are tools. Sometimes I think it's possible to experience movement with, generally there's a part, if I remember correctly, there is a part of the brain which is specifically oriented towards this task of having an image of the body and being aware of the different parts of the body and where they are in relation to each other. It may also be possible sometimes to move in such a spontaneous and natural way that we have no image. And that part of the brain that, let's say, maintains this body image could be temporarily inactive or reorganized, and we could. I think that when we do that, we can sometimes discover really remarkable things. So I want to sort of amplify what Susan said, but also consider that there's many alternatives of actually sometimes using images, sometimes actually having no image. Can be this oscillation could be very powerful.